Mic test, mic test, mic test. Is everything all good? Is everything all fine? Let me check my Twitch and my YouTube, make sure everything is all good. Hello everybody, hello. Also, what's it again? Happy Chinese New Year, even though it's a few days late. But yeah, welcome. Also again, today, everything I talk about today will be timestamped in the comments and in the description, so if you're watching this in the future, just know that, you know, everything I talked about will be will be there, so. 新年快乐 But yeah, so today we'll be going over 3 things. It will be pretty quick. Today we'll be going over Tian Retrofit. What else? Sheng, the new Mecha, as well as Awaken. Just these 3 things, and then after that, if you guys and I'll answer any questions that has been asked, you know, during the live streams after those, and then I'll just call it a quick stream. So, 新年快乐, but happy Chinese New Year. But again, yeah. Alright, let me watch my own, let me watch on YouTube, make sure, you know, on YouTube side everything is all good. Let me see. Is YouTube all good? Okay, seems like it's all good, yeah. 谢谢 yeah, 新年快乐 welcome, welcome. Okay, hold on, let me show myself real quick. Okay, well, why is my thing in the middle? Actually, hold on, I think it's better this way. Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna put myself yeah, hold on, I'm putting myself here. Yeah, I'm putting myself here, so it's more, I think it's actually better this way, having the thing in the middle. So okay, but yeah, welcome. Alright, so again, if you're just here, you know, if you're here in the future, just know everything I talked about will be commented down in the, you know, will be timestamped in the comments and in the description. So, alright, let's get started. So, some news. Well, not much news because it's, you know, Chinese New Year. There's not that much, you know, stuff going on, but we do get a new, you know, pilot who some people have said is a little bit uncanny because of the head to body ratio, but yeah, personally I don't think there's anything too much wrong with it, but yeah, some people apparently does. But aside from this, there isn't that much else that I have posted, because everything I talk about, everything you guys need to know, I already, you know, made a video on. So yeah, yeah, 是游戏王卡的 yeah. Alright, so not much news, I think. We got Growing Light, we got Feng Huang, and of course, if you want to contact with Iron Saga official, or if you want to contact with Iron Saga staff, just know that it is probably it will probably take a little bit before they can respond to you. So also, one second, let me make sure my sound and the music is both good. Before they can respond to you. So also, one second, let me make sure my sound and the music is both good. Okay, I feel like I'm a bit too loud. Let me know if I'm actually a bit too loud, okay? So I can change it before, you know, stuff happens. I've already made myself like very like compressed, so hopefully, yeah, again, hopefully it is fine. So alright, so let's get started. So let's start with Sheng. So okay, so what I'll do with Sheng is I wouldn't go into too deep of a detail on the builds, because I don't personally have Sheng, but I have fought against it and I know how it works in order to tell you guys how this works and if this unit is worth it for you, and also accommodating the Xian's meta to see if it's actually, you know, good for you. So alright, and we're gonna need to skip Xian's description because Xian's description is way too long and it's way too complicated. Well, not that complicated, but it's just way too long. But to put it simply, aside from the, you know, the usual 40%, you know, final defense and final damage increase, it just, whenever, you know, every 0.1 seconds, when ally units are hit by either melee or non-melee units, they will get different layers of, what is it called in English? It will get different layers of Divine Majesty, I guess. Hold on, let me, yeah, it'll get different layers of Divine Majesty, and its final defense will get higher as it get more layers of that. And if there's 2 different ones, like for example, if your allies are taking both melee and non-melee type damage, then the 2 different layers will combine into basically another type of layer, which is embodiment. Yeah, embodiment. And once you get 10 embodiment, it will does like a little AoE that can cleanse clones as well as heal you for 10%. So it's an interesting chassis. Now, if it, in my opinion, right, it's a little bit weird because, like, if, okay, so like, if the, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like you're constantly getting debuffed as well as you getting buffed. Like, you're constantly getting, you know, more final defense, but then your final defense will also get lower because you have two different types, which you will usually be having two different types of layers. In order for Sheng to be unkillable, it wants more layer. It doesn't really need the latter part. The latter part is mainly just for the dev's stupid attempt to try to cleanse or to try to anti Tian, which is kind of for the lore, but at the same time, that's kind of, in my opinion at least, like, even though it recovered 10% HP, it's not worth spending the layers. Well, I guess there's a reason why that it is there, because if it doesn't eat the layers, then, you know, your Sheng will be too tanky, right? It'll be too tanky to kill. But because they have the layers, because they have this, you know, restriction, I just think it's a little bit stupid. I don't know. At least make it like, at least make the cooldown a little bit longer. I think it'll be better. But yeah, but this kind of means that at the beginning of the battle, your Sheng are pretty vulnerable, and your Sheng can be killed by very quickly depending on your pilots. Like, if you have a support pilot on it for some reason, then your Sheng can be killed pretty quickly by, you know, enemies burst or enemies whatever, right? But once the battle started and your Sheng didn't die right away, then it will start becoming like very tanky because it just has so much layer constantly, and you will just, it'll be healing a lot, it'll be killing all the clones, and it'll just get a lot of, you know, final defense that yeah, that will be pretty much very hard to kill unless you're using Zero. Like, if you can get a good grab on, you know, on Sheng, and the Zero can kill him with the true damage, because the true damage isn't affected by, you know, final defense. But if you're fighting against something that has more, you know, like normal way of damaging units, like without issue removal or something like that, then it's a bit hard to kill Sheng with those, because it just has so much defense that regular type attacks will just do so little damage that is negligible. So yeah, so pretty good chassis in this meta. It's just, again, you know, it's designed weirdly in my opinion. So even though I don't think it is designed weirdly, because, well, even though I don't think it is design weirdly, because again, you need a way to make this unit killable after a little bit, because it couldn't just have like up to however many, you know, final defense, you know, it will have at max layers. You need a way to, you know, cancel out the layers somehow. So, but again, we have Mazinga Zero, so it doesn't, like, Mazinga just have that thing over there that would just never be affected. So it's kind of, I don't know, but still though, it's still a very strong mecha into this meta. Just want to, like, yeah, I don't want to undersell this unit, I guess. Well, I also don't want to oversell it, because there are better units with like a stronger chassis that just always there without any good restrictions in the future. So, but yeah, and then now for the second chassis, just pure damage increase, for 40% final damage value, and then we have, you know, the extra apply 20% of beam and electric attacks. Now that's pretty good, because again, you know, most of the damage ignores most things, and it can be killing, you know, it ensures Sheng to actually able to do some damage. It wouldn't be doing, you know, crazy amount of damage, but it will still be doing a good amount of damage. So, and of course, every 30 seconds it will summons like the lore, you know, the Xiao Tian, or how do you say it in yeah, Xiao Tian, every 30 seconds, and every 29 seconds, the Xiao Tian will go, you know, to repair itself. Now, Xiao Tian, on its release, Xiao Tian is very weak because it doesn't really have any parts on it. It'll just die to anything. I mean, now it still would die to about anything, but if you're using Sheng in a 1v1, or if it is a, you know, 1v1 situation, then potentially it can help CCing the boss or CCing the enemy a little bit, like with a grab or something. I don't know, but I guess just something that had put on, you know, for the second chassis. But yeah, overall, it's mainly just for the damage increase for the second chassis. So yeah, Yeah, but the thing is, it is also a good amount of damage increase. If you want Sheng to actually do some damage, then you definitely want to have the second chassis on. So, but if you want to use, but this also means Sheng is also good even without this. So if you want to use it in like limited arena at 5-star, I think that'd be pretty good, because you know all you really need is the first chassis for it to not be for it to be hard to kill, I guess. So pretty modern chassis, I should say. It's just I think it's designed weirdly, and I think there's a reason for that, because this unit when it came out wasn't good, and now it added whatever this is, and now it's actually, you know, usable now. So, but and even to this day, if you want to feel Sheng, it's possible. Like you can actually feel Sheng. Well, probably not now anymore, but like about a month or two ago, you can actually feel Sheng, and it might actually, you know, work. So yeah, but now that, you know, yeah, I don't know. Oh, and for the first chassis, the AoE that can cleanse clones, now that's not really worth it, I should say, or that's not really anti-Tian, because Tian's problem is not clones anymore. Tian's problem is which I'll get into later, which is the force action, you know, ring protection thing, which doesn't really, I mean, having clones is good, that has it, but it's not, like, clones is least of the problem now. But again, having this kind of makes it like have like a lore implication or something for it to be anti Tian, but it's interesting. Yeah. Alright, now onto his weapons. I got long handle and fist high melee, which is two of the best type of action, you know, melee weapons in the game. Because, you know, fist type you can have claws on, you can have super raw fist on, you can have, you know, it opens up more possibilities, and long handle also open up possibility as you can go for you know, if you want to use this unit in PvE because you don't have like a long handle knockdown unit, then you can use this unit, you know, along with the long handle knockdown unit, or the long handle knockdown parts. And of course, it being normal type, you can also use, you know, hammer and stuff like that on it if you do want to use it in PvE. But again, it's not the best. Like, it's far from the best in PvE. But if you're a new player who is looking for a tank for PvE, then this unit can potentially do that. But however, I might tell you to wait for something in the future, like Xiang in the future might be more better for free-to-play player, because again, Sheng, you will not be taking so much damage for Sheng at the beginning, to get the full buff, because nothing will kill Sheng anyway. So, does the dog get firm steel? Yes, I believe so. I believe it have the I believe it at least have firm steel now, finally. So yeah, but again, it's just hopefully have more. I don't remember if it has more or not, but I do know that it at least have some defense abilities now. So yeah, it should probably live longer than Leviathan's clone, hopefully. So yeah. Alright, so and then super weapons. I don't know if they have anything special, because, you know, Long does have, you know, in lore does have, you know, the third eye that can look through stealth and stuff like that. I don't know if you can do that in this one, but it is not something I think is necessary. Now, I think it's always better to have weapons on, but if you only plan to get this as 7-star, then just skip weapons and it should be fine. So yeah. That should be about the weapons, pretty straightforward. And now for the actions, I don't know too much on his action. I do know, I think it is just solid. Like, it is not something too special, but it is also not oh yeah, cleansing effects. Yeah, it's not bad. So if you want to use this unit in a PvE as a boss, you know, as a boss buff cleanser, that can definitely work. So yeah, but overall, pretty modern actions. Yeah, nothing. I don't think that there's much else to say about it. But yeah, so is this unit worth it? How do I say? Now that Xian has you know, now that Xian is going to be releasing Inazami early, I think it will be more worth it than it'll be more worth it. Like, it was worth it in NC, but it'll be more worth it in EN now that its competitions are coming later, you know, at a later date. Now, is it a unit that I like? If you want to talk like, okay, compared to other units, like for example, I would recommend people to roll Xiang more than Sheng. But for free to play, yeah, for free to play unit, or for free to play players, or for new players, I might recommend you to roll Xiang instead, because Xiang have a more consistent healings, while Sheng require pretty much the modern meta in order for it to be more useful, I guess. But again, you can still get this unit and it will still do all this job. It can carry you through a lot of the stories, and if you want to use this unit as a boss CC, you could definitely do that as well, or even DPS depending on the DPS you have. So yeah, I think it's definitely a good unit to have. It's a worthy unit to get. If you were to get it, you will not regret it. It is very, very strong. Minimum 7 stars, so it's not exactly that expensive. But personally, I will get 8 star. But yeah. But if you want to save, if you want to make the most bang of your buck, I will wait for Xian whenever that will come out. Hopefully sooner than later. But Xiang is a unit that has, you know, that is tanky, without really needing your enemies to kill you, I guess. Like, or without requiring your enemies to be dealing different type of attacks to you, because I think every action, like after every action that it does, it will kill 10% HP or something like that. Something stupid like that. Where compared to Xiang, it will require your enemy to hit you so many times and then transfer those layers into another layers for it to heal 10%. So yeah. And of course, if you were to get Sheng, even in this meta, it can get burst at the beginning if it didn't have a chance to get the layers. So yeah. But again, good unit to have. It's just there are better units coming down the line, which goes for most units. Like even if when Sheng come, I'll just say, oh, save for Echo Vasago, save for God Ziormer or something like that, right? So if you want to get this unit, perfectly fine, yeah, for both new player and old players. It's just, again, I would recommend more for saving for Shang. Alright, so that should be it about Sheng, and I think I'm gonna talk about how to deal with Sheng. It's just to kill it before it can get the layers. If not, then you will have basically like a rock there that unless you're 0, get a good grab on it to kill it. Otherwise, it'll be pretty hard to kill without something like, you know, Yuehua, without something like Yuehua, without something like Izanami to kill Sheng. So yeah, should be pretty good. Now we can get into Tian Retrofit. Now Tian Retrofit is the true, how do I say, it's not like the meta definer, but it is a unit that is here to stay. Like, it is gonna be here. It's gonna be here for a while until Leo, literally, probably even after, until now, until NC at this current meta. So it is gonna be here to stay. But again, it might not be a good idea for the new player to get it due to the reason that I'll get into. But yeah, so 3 Tian. Now, you don't want more than 1 Tian, or you definitely don't want more than 1 Tian trophy, because it is not worth it. Because the layers wouldn't really, I don't think they stack. You will have to, like, even if it does, you will have to have a different timing. So in a 44, it wouldn't really matter if you have more than 1 Tian. It would just make your phone lag more. So, so let's get into Tian's everything about it. So, Tian, let's see what Ian has to say about Tian. So, okay, another huge long another long thing. So I'll talk about how Tian works back in my Tian video. So I wouldn't get into, I'll only get into the changes that it got. Now, I don't think much has changed aside from yeah, for the first one. I don't hold on. Let me just make sure, you know. Let me make sure nothing has changed because I don't there actually isn't that much being changed between Tian and its well, there's a big thing that changed, but I'll get into the like I'll just check make sure I got everything. So yeah, first charges, nothing much has changed. It's still a pretty good first chassis. It's just a pure, you know, 70% pound damage reduction. I don't know how this was allowed at that time. I mean, it is for the clones, but yeah. And now, what's it called? Yeah, now for the damage increase, 30%, it will gain an additional 2% for every clone on the field. And yeah, same thing, you know, summon clones every 5, or summon 3 summons every 3, you know, every 5 seconds, and it won't attack, it won't attack unless, you know, Tian attacks with a move over 5 seconds. Now, the changes that, or the biggest changes that it has is when self is not in an action, or yeah, when it's not in action, it will apply. How does it say it in English? It will apply a Xian. Yeah, it will apply a Xian to all your allies, including your clones, including just all of your, you know, all of the green health bar on the field. And when the enemies or when the enemies are attacked by, or when, you know, when allies are attacked by an enemy, while it has the Xian, it will basically force it to chill, I guess, or how do you say it? Force it to force cooldown, I guess, is what it is in English. Now, this cooldown is basically a force action CC, which is basically a Lilith's effect. So it will cut pretty much everything that the enemy does to it. Like, let's say if Zeomer is doing a huge AoE Magpie burst, if there is even one single unit that has this Xi'E layer thing on, then it will just stops it right there. Like, the moment the damage hits the ally, it's just gone. The entire action gone. It is that broken because it is, again, it is basically Lilith's effect. And just remember how stupid Lilith CC is. That's just how stupid Tian's thing is, except this time every single unit on the battlefield has that now. Just to imagine how strong, you know, imagine how strong that is. Basically, it's not even just a CC for the enemies, but a protection for your team as well. So like, your team is almost necessary. Like, Tian is almost necessary for any top PvP team, because say you're Zero gonna grab any of your units, right? And if the ally has the layer on, then it will just stop Zero's grab right there. It will just force Zero to chill while it is vulnerable to every type of damage, everything that can kill Zero at, you know, when it's being forced cooldowns. And yeah, very, very, very powerful move. Like, it is something that I might say it is good for free-to-play to roll even 4 or 5 copies to get it, but again, it is very, like, if you don't think you can get all 5 copies for the retrofit, don't get it, because you will need all 5 copies for it to, like, for this retrofit, for it to be good. Otherwise, if you only get Tian without a retrofit, then it's not gonna be that, you know, that useful into this meta. So yeah. And this unit, and as most people know, is that boss are also vulnerable to the force cooldown actions, because, you know, how do you anti-force actions, right? Until, you know, maybe some bosses later. But so if you're fighting against any boss, it will just completely render the boss unable to do anything. It will just, anytime you do any single damage, it would be stunned, because Xi'E will just be applying. Because Xi'E is applying all of your units, like even your backline support, even everything on battlefield. So let's say if the boss goes for your support and want to kill the support, it couldn't do that easily because it will have to get stunned first. After it gets stunned, then it can try to go for the support. And that is also if the AoE doesn't hit other units with the Xi'E layers for it to also get stunned again. So it's impossible. It's almost impossible to win Tian in a 1v1 setting, if not in 2v2 settings, because your unit just won't be able to move until there are CCs now, or there are anti-CCs now that protects your units from being forced cooldown. So yeah, it's just OP. Yeah, it is just such a, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't know. It is so strong that Tian, despite not being changed that much, is actually usable now, all the way up to this day, until the time where the anti-force action CCs are out. It's that strong, I just want to say. So yeah. But again, even though now there's anti-measures for Tian, you can still use it, because the force act, the force anti-force action CCs are not activated 24/7, so you can still use Tian SHI'E in today's meta, like in NC today's meta. And of course, it will still be broken in 2v2s, in Apex, in 1v1s, and in PvE, because the boss are just not able to move. And it's not even the CC, again, it's the protection effect, right? That can protect all of your allies. Doesn't matter how weak they are, if the enemy hits it, they'll be forced cooldown. It's just, like, I think I'm talking way too much about this, but it's just wrong. Yeah, it is too strong, so. Alright, anyway, now to the weaponry, bullet melee, yeah, just the same, the same old things. Pretty good, actually, yeah. But, well, not great, because it don't have fists technically, because there's much for the blunt weapons now at the moment. But yeah, fists should be good enough. And now onto its unique abilities. Now I already talked about how its unique ability works. They got force, knockdown, which is pretty good. Interesting, and it's pretty good range as well. So yeah, and the new action it got is a spinning move. I do think that it does also have action cooldown as well. Or I think it does have yeah, that move. I do think it also does force cooldown as well. Pretty big. Well, that's with Linda, but it is a pretty good range, and it can ensure enemy to be CC pretty well doing that as well. So yeah, pretty good actions, upgrades. But aside from, but again, nothing really matters compared to, it's because all you need for Xian to do is for him to stay on the field. You don't need it to do damage, because it's not gonna do damage against Sheng, against Zero, against whatever else, right? It's not gonna do any damage to them. Its main purpose is to be there, so it slow down the battle, it protect your teammate, it slow down the battle, it give enemy CCs. It's just a annoying piece of cockroaches on the battlefield that you wish it doesn't exist, I guess. And for you, if you're using it, you also want to build like that. You just as long Tian is living, it's good. Yeah. Or as long Tian is living, or as long as Retrofit is living, it can do its job well. So now let's get into the build. And if you want to talk about counters to this unit, there isn't any. There isn't any counters for this unit. That's why it is living until this day in NC PvPs, until something dedicated to counter it came out, which is again the force anti-action CC units, which Xian doesn't have, and Xian might not have it until later on, and it also applies for mid-range units. So you guys have to deal with this until, well, again, for top players. If you're new players, then don't worry about this unit. Like, if you're a new player, I mean, you can get this unit, but again, if you're a new player, you have to make sure you can get all 5 copies. So you probably should. So you probably want you probably should have like. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, new player, just don't order this unit. New player, roll Sheng, Xiang or something like that. So, but for top players, yeah, enjoy this thing for the time being, I guess. And now for the builds. For the build is just kind of keeping alive. You don't need it to do damage, so you don't need to use so you don't need to use this that thing on. You don't need it to I guess spam actions. It just has to live. Now you can use it. You can use hydraulics for it to spam more CC if you're if your team lacks CCs, that can do as well. But I am using this core so it can survive longer. Let's say if you get grabbed by a 0 or something like that, it can potentially help with, you know, not being one-shot or something like that. And then for the bullet, I use claws, so you know it can just get some HP backs from attacking units or for attacking enemies. And then now for the support, so support I just use batteries. It's the best kind of, you know, defense at the moment. But if you don't have it, you can obviously use emergency detach. Now, how often emergency detach is gonna activate, considering all the enemy will get chilled as it attacks you, I don't know. So but if you have batteries, I will use batteries. If you don't have it, then you know emergency detach is a good option as well. And you don't need anti-CCs. Yeah, you don't need anti-CCs because you're not gonna get CC'd, or it doesn't matter if you get CCs, as long as it lives, is good. And firm seal, just usually the things, unless you have, you know, firm seal something else. Like for example, if you have firm seal on the defensive part, like for example, if you have firm seal like here, I'm gonna use the part that Xian has, yeah. And then you can also use high armor if you have firm seal somewhere else, that can work as well. But for now, I'm putting firm seal on here, and I'm putting something else on the corporate skill. So, and then now for the coatings, I'm using this one just cause it is, I think if you accidentally get hit by something that has a lot of phantom damage, you know, value can potentially help you from reducing that damage as well. But if you don't have it, you can obviously use, you know, liquid armor, you can use tilted armor, you can use just don't use, you know, any coating that can take aggro. You can even use, you know, what's it called, this death armor to de-aggro your enemies. That can work as well. And when eye armor, you can even use eye armor on if you want to, but I'm using S code just in case, you know, or let's say if enemy is using, I don't know, if somehow enemy is using Tau in Apex or something, this can potentially help you as well. So yeah, pretty good thing. And then now for the pets. Now the pets, I'm going for Pisces because again, Pisces is the best way to keep your units alive compared to the other ones. But you can use Cancer. You can definitely use Cancer, because if your Tian is not going to be doing damage, then you're going to be using Cancer, so it can be living even longer. So actually, I think Cancer is much better options for Tians compared to, you know, Pisces, considering Pisces isn't the one gonna be doing damage. So Cancer is the best, I think. But if you lack DPS, or if you're using Tian as a DPS, let's say if you're using, you know, something like Byron on it, right? You can probably definitely use, you know, Scorpion. You can use, or you can even use as this pet carrier if you want to. So that can definitely work as well. So, but overall, if you want to use Tian in this meta, in top meta, then Cancer is the best, I think, because it just keep Tian longer on the field for it to activate its stupid chassis. So, and now for the pets, and now for the combat skill, just the best defensive, you know, skill you have, right? For me, I know my Tian is not gonna be doing much damage. It will be, you know, knock around being CC'd, so I will be putting on her skill. I don't know her English name, but her skills, when she's not doing damage, you know, she will heal. This is what I will put on. And let's say, and if you're using Rhea on it, right? If you're using Rhea on it, she's also the only unit that I can put on for her. So, and as you can see, I'm using on a support pilot because, again, support pilot, you just need to survive, right? It kind of goes well with Tian's how do I say it? Role, or its job, it's just to stay alive. So I'm putting a support pilot on it, so this thing need to do is just to exist, and it's all good. So yeah. But again, if you don't have this unit, you can just put on the best support unit, or put on the best support, or put on the best defense unit that you have, the defense ability you have. Like it can be rewind, even that can be a good old rewind that would never go wrong if you're gonna be going for rewind. So she can work as well. Where's rewind actually? I don't have her. I have their skin on, so I couldn't see where rewind is. But yeah, hold on, where's rewind? You know what? Okay, yeah, you guys know where rewind is, so you know, just put on the best defense ability you have, because again, all you need for her is to it still exists. But let's say if you lack DPS, you lack CCs, you lack other stuff, you can use it with some other units. Or let's say if you don't have any support unit or something like that, right? You can use it on Hongwu, you can use it on Byron and stuff like that, because its chassis works well with with their abilities. But if you were to be using that, you probably want to start using stuff like this. Like for example, you probably should be start using parts like these, so you can be doing its damage or stuff like that. So it's just something like this will work. So yeah, hello. Yeah. So yeah, sorry if I'm not replying to chat. I just want to get everything over with. Then I will answer all the questions in the chat. So if you have questions, just ask now, and I will answer them all of them. I'll answer all of them after I talk about everything I want to talk about today. So yeah. Oh, also, if you want to use it in PvE, yeah, if you want to use it in PvE, right? Use it like this. So I don't have it. Okay, here it is. Something like this will work. Yeah, something like this will work. Maybe not this coding, but yeah, something like this can actually work. Perhaps it's different. Yeah, perhaps it's different. Like for example, if you have him, right, you can probably use him, right? Something like this will work. Again, Xian doesn't have long handles, so don't get fooled by this one, thinking it's the long handles. It's hammer exclusively. It's pretty much exclusively hammer. Exclusively hammer, and then hydraulic for more spamming damage, for more hammer spamming, and using the fork if the enemy attacks you. If they'll guess, like if you're not in like a SHI'E state, and the enemy melee can still get stunned as it attack your Tian. And I'm using this coding because again it's PvE bosses. PvE bosses wouldn't really matters. Like this build should help you survive against most PvE bosses. If not, you can just put on from or something like that. That can work as well. And depending on the boss, you can use this one. Well, probably not this one because this is just not good. But depending on the boss, you can obviously use anti. Just let me see. It's just a usual PvE part. Like let's say if you're using like a beam, I actually don't have that. Okay, just you can use chest stabilizer for the boss to not knock you down as much. You can use anti CC's parts depending on what the boss is using. You can even use emergency detach if the boss is a little bit more finicky, I guess. But I might use batteries more if the boss is more finicky. But yeah. And if the boss have clones, you can obviously use the anti clone stuff as well. But yeah, it should be pretty. But I'm using this just cause I don't know, knocking enemies, because you can like bounce enemies. I think that'd be pretty cool. But again, it's not optimal. Yeah, it's not optimal. So I'm putting this out. Just know that something like this is how you build a PvE team. So yeah, I'm putting this thing back on again because I like to use it. So yeah. Alright, so that should be it about the build for Tian. And again, to beat Tian, you just have your own Tian, I guess. But again, this is for top PvE. If you're a new player, don't roll Tian unless you know for sure you can get the entirety of Tian. Otherwise, it will not be worth it. So yeah, just cancel. Let me just put things on. Yeah. No, unless you know you can get full Tian, otherwise it's not worth it. Oh yeah, speaking of, now let's talk about Xian Awaken. Now Xian Awaken is also Xian Awaken is also a good unit to be paired with Tian, because Xian Awaken's job is also to just stay alive for chances to function, and is all good. And of course she also have action increasing and damage increasing move that can potentially help out on Tian, but in my opinion it doesn't really matter with the standing, or at least in this meta, at least in NC meta now, it doesn't really matter that much. But the cooldown can potentially help, you know, Tian from spending more actions, so that would be that's pretty good too. And the builds are pretty much the same for Tian if you want to use Qin on it. I think should have all the things, and just put on the best defense as well. So Qin Awaken. So let's get into let's go into Qin Awaken. I think I have Qin Awaken somewhere. Right? Yeah, there you go, Qin Awaken. So Qin Awaken. Jesus Christ, why are this? Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna check the young one. Okay, so first skill. Activate. I assume something. Activate an attack, and during it, it can charge faster your actions, and whenever enemies dies, it can use again. So pretty good active skill, but it's definitely one that they can skip, because you know you're relying on enemy dying, and you know whatever unit's move that you put them on are probably better than this active skill, but at least it does charge faster of your skill, so that's pretty good. And now for the second skill, it's just pure damage increase and pure, just stats, pure stats, which can be outdated pretty quickly, but again, it is a good stats increase, I guess. But into this meta, again, 30% damage value is good, but it is nothing that is too scary, I guess. Yeah. But still pretty good. Once you stack everything together, it can help it can make sure your unit has a lot of defense that wouldn't get killed, too quickly. It still wouldn't really protect you from HP removal, zeros, true damage, but it is, most units are scared of those. So yeah. And now the most important part is the aura. The aura that makes everyone, which is what is strong for Qin back then as well. The aura, whenever whenever anyone bounces against any enemies, it will basically bounce them away, and but this time Qin will activate effect depending on the distance between Qin and allies. Now if Qin is at the close, if the person being bounced is the closest to Qin, then or if the okay, Jesus Christ, okay, hold on. Yeah, if the closest unit to Qin is allies, then both allies will then both Qin and that ally will cleanse for 1 second and recover HP. Pretty good. And if the enemies are or if the closest ones to Qin are enemies, then it will force knockdown the enemies with a gap of 5 seconds. I think the gap of 5 seconds is for both the healings. Or actually, hold on. I think the gap is only for the knockdown. I think, because you can heal a lot if you are using Qin on it, and if all the clones are bouncing onto the enemies. So yeah, I think the clone is. But don't quote me on that because I don't know fully. But I do think that the force knockdown is the one with the cooldown, which is pretty good because force cooldown are probably the best CC in the game so far. So definitely, yeah. But the thing is, right, it is very distance dependent, so it might not be that consistent. You will probably most likely getting heals most of the time compared to the knockdown. But when you do get a knockdown, that's pretty awesome because it is just. Yeah, it is just pretty good. And plus the bouncing itself doesn't really have any cooldowns, right? The bouncing itself doesn't have cooldowns, only the knockdown has. So you'll be bouncing a lot every second. So maybe one time there'll be once where the closest unit are enemies, so making it, making the enemy being forced knockdown. So that's pretty good. If you're not using Tian, then you can probably get more knockdown effects, which will be pretty good in Zenith or in Zenith or in just units, or 1v1s. So yeah, pretty good. But if you're using with Tian, then what you will get is whenever you use a lot of clones, you might get a lot of heals because all the clones will bounce to the enemies, right? Because the clones will just be wandering around on the battlefield, and usually it will walk into enemies, or the enemy will walk into it when it is, when they're doing the AoEs. So pretty good. Aside from just being able to bounce enemy off, the cleansing and the healing for Xian is just can keep her alive pretty well. But again, it is a good aura. Is just, again, very RNG dependent, right? It required, distances. Well, granted, it will activate different effects. Both are good effects depending on the distances, but it just sometimes you might want one effect more than the other, and you couldn't really choose between it. It would just be all from the the field positioning. So yeah, good effect, which is probably make her the best pilot after Saga, after Byron, after Hongwu Awaken, I think. Maybe after Disaster, probably, but definitely at least top 5, 6, 7, or top 10. Yeah, the top 10 Awakens for now, I think. So, and after the last unit, when enemy uses an action over 10 seconds, it will activate the O active skill, I think, and then it will have a final defense reduction, or final damage reduction, for 28%, which is pretty good. And yeah, not bad at all. Not bad of a skill, but again, I don't know if that attack. Hold on. I don't know how to test it exactly, but hold on, yeah. Let me actually just go into the thing and then yeah. Hold on. This is it, but hopefully it's an action, because I don't think I've ever checked how it was. So hopefully it is not an action, because if it is an action, it can potentially stops it can potentially stops enemy from but look how it's healing. Look how your unit is healing, right? Or look how your Xian is healing because of the bounce, constantly being cleansed, constantly anti-CC and such like that. So, oh my goodness, hold on. Yeah, not bad at all. Go on, use active skill. I want to see the effect. The thing is, I don't think that effect is something that is too important, because again, I don't even know what that does exactly. But again, if it is just purely final damage reduction, then that's already pretty good. Just having like a 10-second or however many seconds final damage reduction are pretty good. So hold on, I think enemy had to be moving. There you go. Okay, yeah, that is not an action. That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Just pure, just a pure final damage reduction, and probably some other stuff as well, or maybe like an AoE around them. So pretty good. Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, yeah. I think I already talked everything about it. Just yeah, best pilot Awaken right after likes of Hongwu, Byron, Saga, and such, and for pilots overall, maybe just right after Disaster. Yeah, pretty good with pilots. Oh, and maybe Serenity, once Serenity come out on EN, but again, Serenity is a different job completely. So yeah. All right, so that should be everything about the thing I want to talk about today. And hopefully everything. I hope I don't forget anything. Again, if I forget everything, I'll talk about it in the comments and in the description. So let's see if there's any questions. I don't think I saw any questions actually, right? Karashi said I use it with much in the planet. Yeah, Kamen actor. You can do that as well if you want to, but yeah, it's just I think it's much better for more modern Awakens. So yeah, I think I already answered with the the firm steel thing. Okay, so if you have any more questions, and if I didn't get to answer it in this stream, just our Discord is always down in the description, and what else? And if you want, you can also just ask me questions down in the comments as well if you want to. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. It's a quick stream today. Let's make it to only 50. Hold on. Let's yeah. All right, it's 50 minutes now. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's about it. I don't really know what else. Yeah, I don't really know what else there are. Actually, hold on. Maybe I should roll something. But if I even can. Yeah, never. I don't even have things to roll. Yeah, there's nothing I can. There's nothing I can do at the moment. I guess. Hold on. Let me go into my alt. Let me go to alt real quick. Just make sure. Hold on. Yeah, see ya. I would call it anyways. Yeah, is there anything? Is there an alt? Do I have an alt? Do I have rolls on my alt? 10 rolls, which I don't know what to roll on actually. I kind of want to save it because I don't know. Let's roll 7. Cause yeah, okay, yeah. Don't do what I'm doing, cause I just want an A-star version of Kimi. So, wow. Okay, I just got 2. Okay, cool. I don't need 2, but yeah. I don't even use it on the battle. I don't even use it on the battle. Oh well. Well, why am I always lucky on the thing that doesn't matter? I don't even. Okay, you know, whatever. Alright. Yeah. Don't go Kimi because Kimi is just not good. I'm just going Kimi because he's my ult and might as well, right? So. Jeez, I don't know why they make the translation so long in English. It's not even good. Ugh. Except near hell, just no. I don't think I'm rolls. Oh, I don't think I have free rolls in Ian as well. Sad. Alright, yeah, that's about it, I guess. See you all guys next come event. Yeah, event. Yeah, Echo What's Up comes with an event. That give her pilot fiction gift. I don't remember. I think so, but I remember I just boxing her because I don't want to deal with, you know, time limits and stuff. Because she came in on the second round, which is already 30 days left, I think. So yeah. Yeah, thanks, thank you. So yeah, hopefully it does. But I wouldn't worry about it, like, at the moment, like, because you couldn't really prepare for it, right? So, aside from stamina, I guess, which you probably should always be preparing stamina for collabs, so, yeah. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Haven't attacked yet. What? I attacked once. Well, see y'all guys. See y'all next time, and goodbye. Yeah, you too.